What if I told you that the most powerful tool for changing your life is not motivation, talent, or even time, but something much simpler? It's something you already have. It's called consistency. And the truth is, most people underestimate it. You've probably started something before: a diet, a workout plan, an English course, and felt excited at the beginning. You had energy, motivation, maybe even a new notebook or a goal written on your wall. But then, after a few days or weeks, that energy disappeared. You skipped a day, then two, and before you knew it, you stopped. Sound familiar? This happens not because you're lazy or not smart enough. It happens because we rely too much on motivation, and motivation is temporary. It's like a wave. It comes, it feels strong, and then it disappears. If you only take action when you feel motivated, you will only work sometimes. And that's the problem. Great results don't come from sometimes. They come from consistency. Let's take learning English as an example. Imagine two students. One studies for 30 minutes every day. The other studies for 3 hours, but only once a month. Who will improve faster? It's obvious, the consistent one. Why? Because the brain learns best with repetition. Every day, small efforts tell your brain, "This is important," and the brain listens. When you repeat something often, it becomes easier. Not just because you're practicing, but because you're creating a habit. And habits are stronger than motivation. Consistency isn't exciting. It doesn't make you jump out of bed, but it works. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't need motivation to do it. You just do it because it's a habit. What if learning English could feel the same? Not something big or dramatic, just something regular. That's the secret of progress, not big moments, but daily actions. A person who reads one English page every day will read 365 pages in a year. That's a whole book or more, all from doing a little every day. The key isn't doing more, the key is doing often. There's a famous quote, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. That quote is true for learning, health, money, and personal growth. And it's especially true for English. So the next time you think, "I don't have time," try thinking, "Can I give 5 minutes?" Because 5 minutes today is better than 1 hour next month. You don't need a big plan. You just need a small one and the commitment to repeat it. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need to start. The most successful people in the world don't rely on motivation. They rely on routines. They know that showing up matters more than showing off. They know that missing one day is dangerous because it becomes 2, then 3, then a pattern. And they know that slow, steady action always beats random bursts of energy. This is why consistency matters more than motivation. Motivation makes you start, but consistency makes you succeed. It's the difference between wishing and becoming. If you want to become fluent in English, you don't need to study for 5 hours once. You need to study for 10 minutes every day. Watch a video, write a sentence, read a paragraph, speak out loud, repeat, and repeat again. That's how fluency is built, not by magic, not by luck, but by consistency. So ask yourself, what is one small thing I can do today? Can I read one new word? Can I write one sentence in English? Can I watch one short video and try to repeat the phrases? These are not big things, but they are powerful. Because they are consistent. And consistent action creates change, real, lasting change. Even if it feels slow at first, even if no one notices, even if you don't see the results right away. Remember, big things grow from small steps repeated daily. You have the ability, you have the time, now all you need is consistency. And once you build that habit, nothing can stop you. That's where success begins. Most people think that success is about doing something big. But in reality, success is usually about doing something small again and again. This is the power of small steps. Small actions may not feel exciting. They may even feel too easy. But when they are repeated consistently, they lead to something massive. It's like planting a seed. One seed doesn't look like much. But if you water it every day, it becomes a tree. The same is true for your goals. Reading one paragraph in English, watching one short video, writing one sentence in your notebook. These things may not seem like they matter in the moment. But over time, they build knowledge, confidence, and ability. These small habits turn into big progress. There's a reason why gyms are full in January and half empty by March. People start strong, but they stop too early. They want results fast, and when they don't see quick results, they give up. But change takes time, and the only way to keep going is to stay consistent even when you don't feel like it. Let's take another example. Imagine you're learning new vocabulary. You learn 5 new words every day. That doesn't feel like much. But in 1 month, you've learned 150 words. In 6 months, that's almost 1,000. That's a powerful vocabulary boost, all from doing something small every day. The same goes for pronunciation. If you speak English for just 5 minutes a day, your confidence will grow. Your voice will become clearer. You'll be less afraid of mistakes. It's not because you trained for hours, it's because you didn't stop. Think about this. A mountain is climbed one step at a time, not in a single jump, and every small step brings you closer to the top. This is how real change works. Not through big, sudden effort, but through patient, daily progress, even when it's boring, even when you're tired, even when no one is watching. The good news is that small steps are easier to stick to. They don't require huge effort or motivation. They only require a little time and a clear focus. 5 minutes today is better than no minutes at all. Reading one page is better than reading none. And the best part, once you start, it gets easier. Your brain starts to expect the habit. Your body becomes more comfortable. Your actions become automatic. And that's the goal, to make growth feel natural. Small, repeated actions don't just change your skills. They change your identity. You stop saying, "I'm trying to learn English," and start saying, "I'm an English learner." You stop hoping. You start becoming. So the next time you feel like your effort is too small, remember this. It's not the size of the step that matters. It's the direction you're going. And if you keep stepping forward, even slowly, you will go far. When you do something every day, it starts to feel normal. It becomes part of your life, not just something you do, but something you are. This is the power of habit. Habits are built by repeating actions again and again until they become automatic. You no longer need to think, "Should I study today?" You just do it, the same way you brush your teeth or tie your shoes. It becomes part of your identity, and identity is powerful. Because when you believe you are the kind of person who shows up every day, you begin to act like it naturally. You don't have to force yourself to try. You just follow the person you've become. This is how consistency creates real change. It doesn't only change your skills, it changes how you see yourself. Let's say you've been writing in English every day for a month. At first it felt hard, but now it feels normal. That's habit, that's identity. You're not just a person who studies English, you are an English learner, and that changes everything. Because now if you skip a day, it feels strange. Not because someone told you to study, but because your mind expects it. That's the kind of habit that sticks. It's not about being perfect, it's about being regular. Missing one day doesn't ruin everything. But the more consistent you are, the stronger the habit becomes. And when something becomes a habit, it gets easier. You stop asking, "Do I feel like it today?" And you start saying, "This is what I do." This is why building the habit is more important than waiting for motivation. Motivation is good, but habit is better, because habits work even on the days when motivation disappears. And let's be honest, that happens a lot. So how do you build a strong habit? Start small, stay simple, choose one action. Maybe it's reading for 5 minutes, or listening to a podcast, or speaking into your phone recorder. Do it every day, even when it's not perfect, especially when it's not perfect, because the goal is not perfection, it's repetition. Repetition builds habit, habit builds identity, and identity builds the life you want. When you believe, "I am the kind of person who learns every day," you begin to live that belief. That's how consistency leads to transformation, not just on the outside, but deep within. So ask yourself, who do I want to become? And what small action will help me become that person? Then do it today, do it again tomorrow, and watch what happens over time. Being consistent isn't always easy. In fact, it's hardest when you feel tired, distracted, or unmotivated. These are the moments that test your commitment. These are the moments when most people stop. Maybe you come home after a long day and you just want to relax. Maybe your mind says, "Just skip it today. One day won't matter." But that one day often turns into 2, then a week, then the habit is gone. This is why it's so important to prepare for hard days. Consistency doesn't mean being perfect, it means showing up even when it's not ideal. You won't always be excited. You won't always have energy. But you can still do something small. That's the secret to staying on track. Have a plan for your low-energy days. Maybe you can't study for 30 minutes. But can you read for 5? Can you write just one sentence? Small actions still count. They keep the habit alive, and they protect your progress. It's also important to understand your distractions. What steals your focus? Is it your phone, social media, TV? Whatever it is, try to create a space where you can focus. Set a time each day for learning and treat it like an appointment. You wouldn't cancel a meeting with your boss. Don't cancel a meeting with yourself. You're building something important, your future. And that future is built in the small, quiet moments when no one else is watching. Some days you might feel bored. That's normal. Growth is not always exciting. It's often slow and invisible. But invisible doesn't mean unimportant. Every word you read, every sentence you write, every time you listen, it all adds up. You're training your brain to learn better. You're building skills without even noticing. On tough days, remind yourself why you started. Think of your goals, think of the person you're becoming. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to take breaks. But don't quit. Rest when needed, but stay consistent. A short session is better than no session at all. And remember, your effort on the hard days is what makes the easy days even more powerful. That's where real strength is built, not when everything feels good, but when it doesn't. So the next time you're tempted to skip your English practice, ask yourself, can I do just a little? And then do it. Because that's how you keep the habit alive. That's how you build something that lasts. Consistency doesn't just create progress, it creates powerful transformation. The kind that turns ordinary people into extraordinary success stories. Let's look at a few real-life examples. These are not people who had special talents. They are people who showed up every single day. Take the example of a young woman learning English. She started with just 10 minutes a day. She listened to short podcasts while making coffee. She wrote one journal entry before bed. After 6 months, she was having conversations with confidence. After 1 year, she passed an English language exam and got her dream job. What made the difference? Not genius, not speed. Just daily effort repeated, or consider the story of an athlete who wasn't the strongest or fastest. He trained every day, even when no one was watching. He wasn't trying to be better than everyone else. He was trying to be better than he was yesterday. Over time, those extra 5 minutes turned into medals. Those boring drills became winning moments. And now he's known not for being lucky, but for being consistent. This same principle works in every part of life, whether it's fitness, language, business, or creativity. Those who keep showing up win. Those who commit to the process become the ones we admire. You don't need perfect conditions. You need persistence. You don't need to see results right away. You need to trust the process. Imagine someone who draws one picture a day. At first, the drawings are simple, but after 1 year, they're an artist. Not because of one big moment, but because of 365 quiet ones. That's the beauty of consistency. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it works better than anything else, and it builds confidence from the inside out. Each time you show up, you prove something to yourself. You prove you can stay committed, you prove you can grow, and that proof builds belief. When you believe in yourself, you take even more action. That's how people rise. One day at a time. So if you've ever doubted yourself, if you've ever thought you weren't smart enough or strong enough, remember this. You don't need to be the best. You just need to be consistent. Success doesn't belong to the lucky. It belongs to the steady. And every small step you take is a step toward becoming the person you were meant to be. So now that you understand the power of consistency, the question becomes, how do you start? The answer is simple: start small. Choose one thing you can do every day, no matter what. It doesn't have to be big. In fact, it's better if it's not. Big goals sound impressive, but small habits are what make them real. Maybe you decide to read one page of an English book every morning. Maybe you listen to a podcast on your way to work. Maybe you write one new sentence in English before you go to bed. Whatever it is, make it simple, clear, and easy to repeat. Once you've chosen your habit, the next step is to create a routine. Pick a time and stick to it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Build your moment. Even 5 minutes a day adds up fast. In 1 week, that's 35 minutes. In a month, over 2 hours. In a year, more than 25 hours of focused learning. All from doing something small, consistently. Track your progress. Use a calendar or a notebook. Check off each day you complete your habit. Seeing your progress builds momentum. It keeps you going when your energy is low. Celebrate small wins. Finished a week of reading. Great. Wrote 5 days in a row. Well done. Don't wait until the end to feel proud. Let each small success remind you you're moving forward. And if you miss a day, don't panic. Don't quit. Get back on track the next day. What matters is not being perfect. What matters is continuing. Every step counts. Every word you learn, every sentence you practice, every day you show up, it all builds towards something bigger. Over time, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. And it will all be because you made a simple decision to be consistent. So ask yourself right now, what's one thing I can do every day that moves me closer to my goal? Write it down, make it real. Then start today. You don't need to wait. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to begin. Because once you begin and keep going, you will create results that last. This is how lives change. Not through luck, not through magic, but through quiet, steady action. Through doing the right thing every day. That's the power of consistency, and it's already inside you. You've just learned one of the most powerful secrets for success: consistency. It's not about being perfect. It's not about doing more than everyone else. It's about showing up every day, doing a little, and never giving up. Whether you're learning English, chasing a goal, or building a better life, the rules are the same. Small steps taken daily lead to massive results. So keep going, keep practicing, keep believing. If this video helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a little motivation today. And tell us in the comments, what is one habit you're ready to start? Your journey is yours to shape, one consistent step at a time. Thanks for watching Lang Fac, where real stories build real fluency. We'll see you in the next video.